India is located in the eastern hemisphere of the world. The capital of India is New Delhi. The population is about 1,281,935,911 people. The two official languages in India are Hindu and English. About 41% of people in India speak Hindu. The earliest records of Indian history come from the rock shelters of Bhimbetka. The shelters hold paintings dated back to the Mesolithic period. Later, the Indus Valley civilization was discovered. During this time, Indus script was used for writing purposes. Additionally, large cities and urban areas formed and expanded the civilization to over 2,500 cities and settlements. Between 1700 and 500 BC, Vedic Sanskrit texts were compiled to form the Rig Veda. Fast forward to the 1800s, when Britain began to take control of India. Between this time and the 1900s, many battles were fought to gain independence, which occurred in 1947.
They have a caste system made up of Brahmins, which are priorists, Kshatriyas, which are warriors and rulers, Vaishyas, which are farmers, Shudras, which are laborers, Dalits, which are outcasts. The caste system dictates many aspects of the religious and social life. The caste system people can only interact with those of the same caste. Attire: women saris, Indian national symbol, but the man dhoti parades with kurta.
Some holidays that are celebrated in India consist of Gandhi's birthday. It is celebrated on October 2nd, and Gandhi is considered the father of the nation. Another one is the Indian Republic Day. It is celebrated on January 26th, and it celebrates the Constitution of India that came into effect by replacing the Government of India Act as the governing document. Independence Day is celebrated on August 15th, and it commemorates the nation's independence from the United Kingdom. Another celebration is of Vanashi Punjami, which is a religious festival of goddesses, and is also considered the start of spring. Another festival is Holi, which is a celebration of all people, and it is usually celebrated in March.
Hi, my name is Mohammed, and your name?
My name is Deep Mehta. Yeah.
And where are you from India?
So I was born and raised in Gujarat, India. It's like a state in the west of India, and I lived there for about 12 years, and then I moved to the United States in 2004, and then I lived in North Carolina for a bit, and I currently live, like my family is in New Jersey, but I just came here to Ohio to study.
Do you feel like you guys kept your Indian norms?
I think so, yeah. I still speak in the same language that I did with my parents and my brother. A lot of things that I do every day is very Indian, so I think we try to keep the culture still.
Okay. And how about marriage in your country? In your culture, how is it viewed? You know, how is marriage? Is it arranged? How is it in there?
Yeah, I think everyone has a conception that it is arranged marriages that, like, there's a lot of arranged marriages that happen in India, and I think that is the case still for like the most part. A lot of people are getting arranged marriages done, and basically I think now that the whole country is beginning to like adopt like Western philosophy, I think arranged marriages have begun to decrease. Another thing is that there's still a big gap in people getting married, like young girls getting married with like older men. So
How do you feel safety in your country? How do you feel the safety in there? Is it very safe? How's it different big cities than small cities in there?
yeah, just like here, I think it depends in the city, but like small towns and villages, I think even my city, when I lived in my house in my state, we would just keep the doors open, and like all the neighbors would like keep their doors unlocked because there wouldn't be a problem or anything. I think in terms of safety for women, I think that's a big part where women can't go out at night, especially, so that's a big deal.
And how about gender equality there? What are the boundaries between men and women in there? Like, is there hierarchy in there?
Yeah, I think it still India is I think male dominant country, and I think women, just like here, they're fighting for their rights more and more. They don't want to be just housewives, which has been going on for like many decades. So I think that's beginning to change. So I think that's a good thing.
And how is like education is important to Indian families in general there?
Yeah, I think education is really important. I think it's always been very important. And I think it's become to the point where it's like too important, where I think a lot of kids are getting forced into like just studying very hard subjects that are like core to education in their sense, where it's a lot of sciences and like engineering and things like that, and a lot of arts are getting just avoided, and families want their kids to just study all the time.
What are some important holidays in India?
So I would say if I had to pinpoint one holiday, I would say Diwali is the biggest, because that marks the start of like a new year, and it's supposed to represent happiness and starting a new year with just a lot of lights and things like that. But other than that, there's Holi, which is just a holiday about like color and celebrating color. And then there's Uttarayan, which is like the kites holiday. So I would say those are very big holidays. And I think Christmas is very big too. I think they like, even though a lot of people might not be Christian, I think a lot of people still celebrate Christmas.
They like the idea of Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay. How do they view eye contact, physical contact? How do they view it in like Indian society?
Yeah, I think that's still a sensitive subject, in a sense that it's still not very, like everyone's not that close compared to here. Physical contact, especially with the opposite gender, is very, you have to be careful, I think.
Is there a specific reason for that?
I think it just comes back to just not being, like I think males are okay with greeting other people, but I think society doesn't want to think that like a male is going like is with a female,
Okay.
especially if they're younger, so
I see.
you have to avoid that.
And what's the most common misconception about your culture?
I would say culture, I would say just overall the country. I think a lot of people think that it's a like third world country and the people are like very poor, and when you think of India, it's like a lot of people that don't have a lot of resources and things like that. While that is true in like some parts, I think it's beginning to grow very fast, and technologically and in many other ways, education, everything, it's beginning to advance. So I think that would be a misconception about just India overall.
I see. Okay. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
I had a lot of fun learning about India and its culture and history. I had a lot of friends in high school who were Indian. However, I never really understood their religion and their customs. So learning about them now makes me understand that a lot more. I also thought that their festivals were very interesting. Having gone to a Diwali celebration myself during high school, I didn't really understand everything that went on, but after researching it now, I feel like I understand a lot more of what happened. And overall, I really enjoyed this project and learning about India.
I really enjoyed learning about India and the Indian culture. I liked the Color Festival and how diverse India is. I really enjoyed learning about their marriages and their social norms, and it was really fun learning about Indian culture.
While researching India, I found it very interesting how they have holidays all year round, and I found it really interesting was the holiday of color and looking at the photos and how bright and beautiful it is. Also, researching India can help me in my future by being more familiar with people who have this cultural background, and I think it could be very useful in possible career places.
I like in India the diversity of religion and a lot of type of food and the diversity of culture in same country and same area. And I like when they draw the henna and the picture. I see it when I search in the image about the India, and I like the sari. They dressing special the dress clothes for women.
I think I have learned a lot of things about India from this research project. By researching India, I realized I didn't know about India a lot. Before researching India was like nothing I have ever studied. But now I know about the social customs, and I learned the cultural norms, which is very helpful to understand India. I really enjoyed this project.